that they wouldn't have had otherwise. It's been a really special day. They're all so loving and so supportive of each other. You can definitely see them all growing up and having these friendships for life. You've seen how I make waves in my community. Show me how you can make a wave.
Have you heard of the Filipinos? They're the Earth's secret admirers, always in awe of its wonders. They can make a playground in an instant, and a friend even quicker. Their hellos pull you in, a warm smile, a loving hug. They eat rainbows and feed strangers like family. They drink sweet fire with a joke and a smile. The stories about Filipinos sound too good to be true until you meet them for yourself. Be part of these stories. Live in the Philippines.
And good afternoon, almost. It's 11:30 here in the Philippines. We are at the Siargao International Surfing Cup. It's the 25th anniversary, and we're back on live. You're here with Will Hayden-Smith and Tippy Jabrick. Good morning. Good morning, Tippy.
Morning, Will. Almost midday here, almost lunch. I think we've been waiting the whole morning for this call, and this is really important to the event, because if we delay much more longer, we're gonna have a bit more condensed heats. But I think this is gonna be a good call to do, and then hopefully tomorrow and the next day gonna be a great final. Yeah.
So we ran a couple of big days at the start, and we had a late day yesterday, and we've started in less than perfect cloud 9 conditions. It's pretty small, and there aren't the quality barrels coming through like we have had in the past, but we had to make the decision to run a couple heats and finish this round. This is round number 2, heat number 6.
Yep.
Because we've got a really good forecast for the last day on Wednesday, but we need to put ourselves in a finishing position for that day.
Yeah.
Because we're not convinced we'll be able to run all day. So finishing off these 3 heats, we'll leave 11 heats to spread out between Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, I think this is the best format for any event, for all QSs, because most of the QS happens in the QS world. It's like a morning, afternoon heats every single day.
Yeah.
This one is a bit more fun, playful for like a person like yourself, to make the call, and also sending messages for all the surfers that a lot of other events like this, similar like this, it's we can pick and choose which day, and then hopefully everybody that come and compete have a good good event.
Yeah. So top local guys here from Cloud9. In the white we have Kobe Oberholzer from
Kobe.
South Africa.
Yeah.
And Jose Gunderson from Argentina, so really international heat.
Yeah, there's a couple goofy footers here. Duke Naxam is a goofy footer, and then also Jose is also a goofy footer, and then JR, I'm pretty sure he's a natural footer, also Kobe is.
Yep. And we've given, because the conditions are quite small and challenging, we've given the surfers 40-minute heats, so that, like you were saying before, it's good to have a bit of flexibility for QS, especially at a place like this that is really dependent on typhoon sort of swells this time of year.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's a typhoon on its way. We're going to see the tip of the swell maybe tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
Wednesday should be pumping, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are going to be pumping around here too, but unfortunately our window finishes on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we're back up and running. But look at this. You can't really complain. Board shorts, perfect blue water. It's an amazing day here today in the Philippines.
Oh, my mistake. JR is a goofy footer.
That was a really nice two-tone combo from
Yeah.
JR.
So 3 goofy footers and 1 natural footers. I don't think so anybody gonna complain. Look at this one. Even though it's a bit small, 40-minute heats, surfers still finding there's priority also in place. I don't think so anybody gonna complain. Of course, there's gonna be two guys gonna get out of from the event, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a 40-minute fun session out there.
Yeah. Well, if the surf's pumping, or if it's like it is right now, 2 people are going home regardless. So we're just gonna make the most of it.
Yeah. Hopefully not going home yet. Maybe stay in the island for now, and we'll see. So this is Duke Naxam. His first opening ride is a 3 2.25. So Duke, a young surfer from West Oz. Pretty sure everybody is watching at home now because I think Philippine and West Oz have the same time difference. Because Bali and Philippine have the same time. Time.
True.
What do you call it?
Time zone.
Time zone. Yeah. So 35 minutes and 30 seconds to go. I think all surfers have ridden a wave already. Everybody is super selective. Here we go. Jose with third priority. There's nothing that he can do but just to try to get any wave that the white and blue don't want to go. So that's the reason why Jose going. And yeah, what an amazing trip that we have here, Will. Yesterday we on the lay day we went on a boat trip to like island hopping and couple surf. It was amazing. It's just like Philippines have 7,000 island and one of those small island is for you to discover, and sometimes there's no people there.
Yeah, you and the family went on a bit of a boat trip and
Yeah.
caught a couple of fun little waves.
Yeah, there was nobody out there, just us, and thanks to James from Kudo Surf at Greenhouse. What an amazing place we are staying. There's a lot of nice places in around Cloud 9 these days. Back in the days, it's only like a handful of accommodation, but now we went to Harana the other day, and we went to also the Kermit, and yeah, just a lot of places and a lot of tourists. I think this island have taking full advantage of the surfing lifestyle and surf tourism. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, everyone you see in town has a surfboard under their arm.
I know.
And there's so many different spots to go and surf for
Yep.
all ranges of abilities. This is Cloud 9. This is
Overhalser. And the good thing about this place is there's a lot of beginners and I would say like a medium level of surfers, but the local rips. So
Oh, yeah.
so there is gonna be a bit of a fun time to come to Philippines, because if you go to Gold Coast or some other places, everybody rips, and it's hard to find a wave on your own. I'm not saying it's not fun in Gold Coast, but I would still go there and surf, like empty Snapper Rock, but that's never gonna happen. So yeah, in Philippines there's a lot of beginners. So if you wanna learn to surf, this is the place to go. There's a lot of places to go around Philippines. And then the funny thing about the end of the Tour de Year in the QS events in Asia, most of the events happens in the Pacific now. Yeah, because
Yeah.
most of the event earlier in the year is on the Indian Ocean.
yeah.
The last event was in Sri Lanka, and then we go to Philippines and Taiwan. So looks like Pacific is the ending part of the season, same like Hawaii.
Yeah, that really starts to heat up with those weather systems and sending swell all over the place.
Yeah.
Nice little reverse there for Duke.
Yeah, Duke Nagsam is I would say he's a senior surfer that always surf on the QS in Asia. I've seen him quite numbers of years these days. Probably his third years that I have seen him. He's only like, I'm not sure, maybe like 20 years
Early
old.
20s,
Yeah.
And nice little peeler coming through on the reef. Unfortunately, not much opportunity on that one. We in the next heat, it's a pretty stacked heat. We have Wani Anwar from Indonesia in the red, John Mark Takong, the man they call Marimar, in the blue, Kian Martin in the white, and Hinata Azawa in the green.
Yep.
And in these conditions, it can really go to anyone.
Yeah, because especially for our local surfer Maramar, he's quite small and he can throw big airs. So even though there's no like barrels on offer today, I think he still can do big airs on this condition. And
he would have surfed it a lot like this many times, so he'd know which waves to take and where to sit
Yeah.
on the reef. And
I would say that so also.
I'd be following him around.
Yeah. So this is JR. He have a 4.55 on his first wave. Really strong surfer here from JR.
And he picked the wave that just hugged the reef perfectly and allowed
Yeah.
him to do a lot of turns.
Yeah. Actually, JR, if I'm not wrong, he's from La Union, and the place is similar like this condition
okay.
right now. Yeah. So JR is no stranger to a right-hander. Here we go. This is a replay from JR. because Luke mentioned about him the other day, because Luke and JR come from the same hometown. This is Kobe Oberholzer on live right now.
Yeah, so we did give 40-minute heats, but in this, in the first 10 minutes, we've already seen a lot of opportunities for the surfers. So that's good to see that they're able to get busy and big, powerful turns. So you need some equipment that's going to allow you to throw a bunch of water.
Yeah, so this is Duke Naxam on a priority. Young surfer from West Oz. Nice maneuver there. So Duke is currently sitting in second right now, but still waiting for blue and also for white. So just a little under 29 minutes to go. Yep, it was a bit of a raining happening this morning, but as soon as the rain clear off, it's a sunny day here at Cloud9.
I got on my scooter to go and make the call.
Yeah.
And I said bye to you, and then as soon as I drove off, it started pouring with rain. I got so soaked.
Did you end up coming to the contest area, or you went back to the hotel?
No, we came down to the tower. I was so wet it didn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, it's sunny.
Yeah. So that's the setup for the event. We have all the sponsors right there. Thank you very much for presenting this event. It's Globe, and also we have a Sprite, Jeep, and then also the General Luna government, and also official from General Luna. We also have a lot of minor sponsor. Also, we have Alon, Siargao Rum, Canin, Eatable, Kudo Surf, San Miguel, Fluid Surf, Packet, Joe's Brew, and yeah, thank you very much.
And we've also got some accommodation from Siargao Blue, a really nice resort here, and Greenhouse, which is got resort and a nice cafe. So thanks to all of the community for getting together and looking after us. Jose Gunderson increasing his lead with a 6.5, and JR has taken second position with a 4.6 and a 4.55.
Yeah. So also moving into second place is JR, and Duke and Kobe now looking for a 6.25 for Kobe, and then a 4.75 for the surfer in red. This is Kobe Oberholzer. He do have first priority. Nice surfing there from the natural footers. Looks like the goofy footer have more advantage today, Will, because they can stack more maneuvers on such a compact wave.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but then that wave from Kobe was really nice. He was able to fit in a lot of vertical sharp turns in the pocket. I think that's going to be a really good score.
Yeah, here we go.
A bigger set wave too, bashes in the pocket. Kind of the same kind of turns that the goofy footers were doing on their backhand, just really squaring up in the pocket. So
yeah.
The wave kind of died out, but a lot of the damage was done on those first two turns.
Yeah. I think the most important part is your first maneuver on the first takeoff. Oh, that's a last replay from JR. Quite nice aerial 360 there. As we can see here, this is Duke.
Oh man, they're making it really tough on the judges. There's a lot of really similar surfing happening.
Yeah, I think the judges have to kind of compare each maneuvers and each rides from all these surfers.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get a little bit more advantage if you put little combination also, because if you're just doing like top turns from the beginning till the end, I think the judge is gonna give a little bit more credit for guys that doing some errors or something.
Yeah, I think like you were saying, combinations are gonna have to be important. Guys are gonna have to get a couple scores and then start going for something different, like some airs. Look at this wave. This is one of the better looking waves of the heat, although it did run away from him, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it's a tricky condition also for surfers. Even though there's a lot of wave on offer, you must know and where to sit, because some wave that looks good, it's not a guarantee is the one that gonna deliver a good potential there. So one more time, thank you very much for our presenting sponsor, Globe Telecom, and also Sprite, our official beverage. supported by Jeep, Philippine Sports Commission, Department of Tourism of Provincial Government of Surigao del Norte, Baktik Mo Servicio, Congressman Bingo Matugas of General Luna. So also thank you for PAGS, Philippine Airport Ground Support Solution Incorporation, and also Charles Construction and Supply. And all the donors: Canine Products, Alon Resort, Siargao Ram, Packet, Joe's Brew, Kudo Surf, Eatable, Fluid Surf, and also San Miguel Corporation. Thank you very much for all your guys' supports and help. Without you guys, I don't think so anybody in the rest of the world can see how good is Kobe Oberhauser surfing on this one. Oh, that's a good one.
That wave really stood up for him and
Yeah.
allowed him to open up and get some big turns done, as we saw JR going on the left in the background.
Yeah,
A lot of action in this heat.
it is. And then we're still gonna see a couple numbers from Kobe actually, because I saw last wave of Kobe was good, but that last one was really good. And Duke Naxam get a last wave that score enough for him to move into second. So JR now looking for a 501, and Kobe looking for a 670. And situation could change.
Yeah, there's I have no idea how this heat's going to go. I think White still has a couple of scores to drop. The judges have had their work cut out for them because the surfers have been so busy. See, that was White's previous wave. Look at this beautiful drone shot. It's an epic day here in the Philippines. We are on the island of Siargao on the eastern coast.
Yeah,
The furthest most east island, I think.
yeah. I think the tide is still super low right now. The water is coming in. You can see there's a bit more, like white water pushing into the lagoon, but you can see still all the reef is sticking up. And I think we're gonna see a bit of a changes on the wave condition as more water filling in into the reef. We might see a bit more bigger wave, because I think tide also have a big say also on the size of the wave here.
Yeah, that's why we've been on hold for most of the morning, because this place is super tidal.
Yeah,
And it's strange because on the low tide, there's no waves
yeah,
most of the time, especially when it's small like this. So as the
Yeah.
tide started coming up, we saw a few signs of some waves, and we've called the competition on. And that last wave of Whites come in at a 7.0, really explosive surfing. So kind of sends a bit of a message that you got to get the good waves.
yeah. That's a great display of surfing there from Kobe from South Africa, and I'm pretty sure his dad is watching, Frankie, and what a great surfing there from young Kobe, scoring a 7 and a 5.6. As we said, always on the
And so we're at the 20-minute mark, almost
Coffee.
the halfway mark
White
of
coffee.
this heat.
black coffee.
And Tippy's getting a coffee to keep him energized, because these 40-minute heats, it's a lot of talking.
Yeah. So like I said before, if you can get those double digits, the potential to advance into the next round is always bigger, because most of the heat, you always need to perform and get those two high score of double digit. And another aerial shots, to the left, that was Quicksilver. So split pick here from Duke Naxam and also JR. Camera is going right, because looks like somebody is cheering and hooting there. Looks like could be JR doing some big
Yeah,
maneuver there.
the locals love to see their fellow Filipinos in the water.
Yeah. So Duke Naxam now looking for a 6.55. That's the lifeguard, making sure if there is a broken boards or broken leash, the board doesn't pass that buoy there on the inside. Here we go, JR. That's the reason why everybody's screaming. So looks like he's pretty happy there, JR. Currently sitting in the 4th position now, looking for a 7.15. That could change one of his score, and he's gonna better his requirement, not too high. Here we go, replay from Duke, sitting in the 3rd position now. Looks like young Duke also pretty happy with this wave. A bit of a hand flick there.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. A bit of flicker there. And let's wait for the score. Duke Nagzem and JR. Oh, here we go. Loss of JR. Just as I said before, he will change one of his score to a 7.00. Now he's only looking for a 4.75. So yeah, loss of that aerial attempt from JR. It's a 7 wheel.
7.0. It
Yeah.
matches the top scoring wave of the heat. So now our Jose Gunderson, who's up and riding, is in a bit of trouble. Needs to improve on that 5.25 to keep JR at bay. Really solid surfing here from our Argentinian surfer.
Yeah, super precise there. Super precise and super strong backside there. Knifing that wave. A lot of these surfers, they're not that big actually, Will, yeah?
Yeah.
So could be the ideal what do you call it, condition also for them. I'm not saying they cannot surf big wave, but they can take advantage of this condition, and that's what would like to see on the next heat. Maramar from Philippines.
I'm really looking forward to that.
He's just gonna do something funky here because this is hometown.
Well, we've got a bit of a break in the action. We're going to throw to a quick commercial break and say thank you to our sponsors.
As a father, it's really important to teach my kids to give it back. So that's why I loaded up my Jeep Wrangler to come down here and help.
The Walk on Water event. It's the idea of helping kids with special needs and their siblings overcome their fear of the ocean.
As mudanças começam com você. Diga como você make a wave.
Since I can remember, 4, 5, 6 years old, growing up and surfing on the Durban beachfront was gnarly. And Durban's everything to me. It's the place that's founded my whole life. I think surfing has been basically confidence in my life. Just being able to share that is extremely important on the pure reason of how much I know it's done for me. I think that's one of the main reasons why I have such a strong connection to the surfers and our street children. You've seen how I make a wave in my community. Let's see how you make a wave in yours.
I'm very thankful for, the life I have and the life that surfing's brought me. Today I met the girls from Girl Guides Australia. Jeep Brand and I teamed up together and we took them on an experience that they wouldn't have had otherwise. It's been a really special day. They're all so loving and so supportive of each other. You can definitely see them all growing up and having these friendships for life. You've seen how I make waves in my community. Show me how you can make a wave.
Have you heard of the Filipinos? They're the Earth's secret admirers, always in awe of its wonders. They can make a playground in an instant, and a friend even quicker. Their hellos pull you in. A warm smile, a loving hug. They eat rainbows and feed strangers like family. They drink sweet fire with a joke and a smile. The stories about Filipinos sound too good to be true until you meet them for yourself. Be part of these stories. Live in the Philippines.
Using plastic at our events has always been the norm. Recycling helps, but most plastic still ends up here, or worse, here. Plastic never goes away. It's a deep problem. But there are steps we can all take. By cutting out single-serve plastics at our events, we can start turning back the plastic tide. This is our commitment for a stronger ocean. What's yours?
And welcome back to the 25th Annual Siargao International Surfing Cup presented by Globe Telecom. We are here into round number 2, heat number 6. Duke Nagzam in the red, JR Esquivel in the blue, Kobe Oberheiser in the white, and Jose Gunderson in the green. There has been, we heard during the ad break over the beach announcer that there's been a change in situation. It looks like Jose Gunderson has gone to first place with a 6.6 and a 6.5. Our surfer in green this is what Siargao's about: surfing and relaxing. There's plenty to see and do on this island. I love the slogan here in the Philippines. It's more fun in the Philippines, and it's true. Plenty of fun to be had. There's so many waves around. Good restaurants and cafes, and a couple places to party too. I heard there was a big pool party yesterday afternoon.
At Lamari?
Yeah.
Ooh, we passed it a couple times there and it was pumping. So yeah, I think the party scene is also a good mix for, surfers, because they do the lessons, like all day. I'm pretty sure they want to meet all those, surf instructor, all the surf buddies, the people traveling that they met during their holidays. So yeah, this place offering, your fun time. You want to relax, you can just hang out under the trees, the coconut trees, like that those ladies were doing, on the beach, hanging out.
Quite interesting right now, between first, second and third, the two surfers who have the equal highest score of the heat so far, 7.0, neither of them are in first. Jose Gunderson been super consistent and is able to have a pair of mid-range sixes.
Yeah. And also Duke Naxam also, he need to step it up now with 13 minutes and 20 seconds to go. He need a 7.4. I think if you see Jose's numbers, if you get a couple sixes, that's all you need.
Yep.
This is Kobe Obelharzer doing... Ooh, is that a screaming there happening? Because every time...
JR took off on the left, and it looked like there was a ramp on it, so...
yeah.
You can see Kobe Oberholzer.
He
was so close.
That's one of the reasons why there was a lot of screaming in the tower, because I never see this much of support to the local surfers anywhere else.
For those of you watching, we can't quite see and hear the tower that much because we're actually not on the tower. We're about 250 meters away at a resort right out the front called Kessa. So if you're Googling places to stay, you can check it out. We've got our broadcast happening here, so we are a bit far away from the action. There's the boardwalk. At the bottom you can see our fiber optic cables going all the way out to the tower so that we can get the cameras and the scores from the judges. So it's a big setup here in the Philippines. That boardwalk is so iconic for Cloud9. I've seen photos of that boardwalk since I was a kid, and I'm so stoked to finally be able to get here and see it. And you can see people walk out on the boardwalk. You can walk down the stairs at the end and go for a surf lesson. Just on the other side of the tower, you can see at the bottom there's a wave called Quicksilver's, which it's not as good as Cloud9, but I've seen it really good. Here's the drone shot. To the very far right, that's Cloud9, and in the middle of the screen, that's Quicksilver's, and then on the left, that's Jacking Horse.
Yeah, I think that's where my son and daughter is right now surfing, somewhere around that left in Jacking Horse. And what an ideal place to come.
So
here.
much to see and do. And here's our tower. It used to be 2 stories, and they added another story to it quite a few years ago. And we've got our judges on the middle level, and a camera down there, and the rest of it is packed wall to wall with Filipino surf fans and tourists. There's a lot of buzz around the town this time of year. They love it when the WSL comes to town, and we're supported by the government around here. Bingo Matugas called me a couple months ago and offered his support for the World Surf League to come back, and
nice.
He helped us find some local sponsorship from Sprite and Globe.
Yeah.
Globe Telecom is powering this broadcast.
Yeah.
And the Philippine Sports Commission at the opening ceremony the other day announced that they're going to invest more money in this event in the future as well. So
wow, that's amazing.
It's a really exciting time for surfing in the Philippines.
Yep.
There's the tower. You can see
the first floor is the beach marshal, second floor is the judges, third floor is just all local Filipinos to cheer
frothing.
and hooting.
Yeah, you can see the priority board. That's how the surfers know whose turn it is to take the waves.
Yeah.
And way out the back there's waves for days. There's Stimpy's, which is just a short boat ride away.
Yeah.
And if you get in a boat and drive, depends how fast the boat is, up the coast, it could be 20 minutes in a fast boat or 40 minutes in a slow boat.
Yeah.
There's a really nice wave called Pacifico, a really long left.
Ooh.
And when the swell picks up in a couple of days, that's what I want to check out.
Yeah, I'm planning to go there also. Look at all the local boys there teaching all the surfers, all the beginners on shallow reef. It's pretty interesting, like to see this vision. But actually, out there is a flat reef, so
Yeah.
it's not something that you need to worry, because look at those girls. They don't have any fear or anything, because the local surfers know where to teach them.
And we're seeing our
That's
surfer in
Keon
white.
Martin, yeah. Keon Martin coming up next. Pretty sure David, he's dead. He's watching right now. So here we go. This is Keon Martin, a surfer representing Sweden, and also have a Brazilian father. Back into action. This is Jose Gunderson, our current hit leader. This is a nice looking wave here, Will.
That-
Ooh,
that
strong
was a
one.
huge turn.
So yeah. Ooh,
Oh, we're seeing a barrel.
that could be a game changer there, because Cloud9 is a barrel places, and somebody get a barrel on a small day like this, judges gonna start doing some kind of a different kind of what do you call this way to judge now.
And
Here we
JR,
go.
he's looking at this left. He knows it ramps up really nicely in small days.
Oof.
Just didn't quite get enough pop on that one from our local surfer from the Philippines in
Yeah.
the blue.
So yeah, talking about the event that happens in Philippines, especially Cloud9. This event been here for 25 years. This is the 25th years. I'm just curious, because a lot of this event here in Cloud9 are fully sponsored and supported by local government people. I'm just wonder if one day, a central government in Manila saying, let's do more event, around Philippines. That's gonna be awesome, because there's wave everywhere.
Whoa, here's a really nice barrel from our surfer in white. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come.
Yeah, he got 2 barrels right there.
Yeah, and you could see his little hand jive claim at the end. He's very stoked.
Yeah.
And I'm very stoked to see some barrels on offer today as a
For sure.
and it wasn't not a critical barrel. It actually
It
had
was
a real nice pace to it and was a bit
it was square.
yeah.
It was square. He was disappeared for a little bit.
And keep in mind, on this camera angle, we're looking into the barrel. From the land, he would have been properly disappeared in that
Yeah.
thing. And that's what I love about Cloud9. When the right waves come through, the barrels are as wide as they are tall. Like you were
Yeah.
saying, super square. And Kobe Olwahoser scores an 8.25. Excellent score, moves into first position. Well done to our surfer in white. That
Wow.
was a game changer.
I wonder if that 825 that was his first barrel or second barrel, but the second barrel looks cleaner actually. So another aerial shot. A lot of coconut trees here, Will.
Plenty of coconut trees. I saw one fall like 10 feet away from me the other day, and it's a
The
good
trees or
no,
coconut?
No, sorry, coconut.
Oh, coconut, yeah.
It's a good reminder that you got to be careful under those things.
You know the stats about people die from falling coconut on your head is higher than diabetic?
Yeah.
I'm not sure,
Yeah, I don't know the exact number either, but I've heard that it's huge.
It's pretty high. Yeah.
And it's there is our surfer in red, Oni Anwar from Indonesia, from Lakey Peak.
And Hinata Aizawa from Australia. So is that Filmar? That's
Filmar
that's-
Alapeu looks
that-
like he's caddying for Oni.
Yeah. So anywhere that I go, last time was in Sri Lanka. Oni looks like a local guy there. We come here to Philippines. He's not much different from another local here.
Yeah.
And then if you go to Hawaii, he can look Hawaiian. He could look like a guy from Waipahu or something. So yeah.
See, Oni finished runner-up here in 2011.
Yeah.
In very similar conditions to what we've seen today. He's really good in small waves. You might think someone from Lakey Peak needs it to be perfect and barreling and pumping, but Oni did spend quite a lot of years going to school on the Gold Coast, and
Yeah.
that really helped him with round out his surfing in beach break type conditions. And in some ways, today is more like a beach break than Cloud9 because
Yeah.
it's pretty small and
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
But we did just see an excellent 8.25 for a barrel ride.
Yeah. So that's Maramar, also a young surfer here from Cloud9. I think he's originally from General Luna. A lot of the guys who are surfing around Cloud Nine. A lot of them are also from the from the town next door, which is General Luna. General Luna is the main town in this area. The village here called Katagnan, yeah, something like that. So it's not easy to say all the words here in Filipino, but yeah, Katagnan is where the village are at Cloud Nine, and it's no more village right now. It's one of the center of of tourism in the world these days.
Well, when this was a QS 1000, like 5 or 6 years ago,
Yeah.
and Marimar won, I asked him, "What are you going to do with the money?" Like, I think he won $2,000 or $3,000 US.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm going to get a bank account."
Ooh. so that's probably his first encounter with money back in the days, yeah.
And so I think he also bought some land, and
Oh,
that
nice.
land now would be worth a lot because
I
this
know.
area has just exploded. It's changed a lot over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's constantly voted in one best island in the world.
In the world, yeah.
In 2019, best island in the Philippines the year before. It's and the Filipinos are very proud of this place, and why wouldn't you be? Look at even Cloud9. This is not very great Cloud9, and the conditions look so fine. I would actually love to be out there with 4 people.
Yeah, I think that's the downtown Cloud Nine right now, Katagnan. If you can see,
Yes.
there's a lot of there's a swimming pool going on there in the middle.
That's Sagana.
That's that's Sagana. This is
Oh, that's Alon Resort. That's Alon Resort.
yeah. This is the new properties there. If you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a roof.
On the right side,
The
next to
swimming
the swimming
pool.
pool. Yep,
Yeah.
that is Alon Resort. Great place to stay. One of the first resorts around here.
That's Kesa there. With if you go to the left, there's where we are actually, the broadcast team.
And that circle one on the left, that is that's Shaka. You can go
Shaka,
there and get a bowl, like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
acai bowl, healthy fruit bowl, or some mixed juice, or some
Yeah.
coffee.
If
That's,
if Ryan Angle can shoot a little bit to the left, there is the cross, the big cross still there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I didn't see it on my heat. Because those big cross is the most iconic view from the lineup.
Yeah, you can see it. There's a big church up on the hill, and
Yeah.
there's a big cross that you can see when you're sitting out the back at Cloud9, and it's fairly iconic.
Yeah, here we go. JR.
JR wants a ramp on the left. That's what he's been wanting. Oh, he almost like landed in a barrel when he landed that air. That would be cool.
That would be a combo. So yeah, there's a lot of history about this place also. Because back in the days, there's also a story about Mike Boyum. Came down here, and also
Yep.
this is one of his last places that he lived. So Mike Boyum is
Mike Boyum, one of the Australians in the 70s who...
he's actually American.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was Australian.
He hung out with a lot of Australian.
Ah.
Yeah.
But he discovered a lot of places in Indo, or if you didn't discover them, was one of the guys who spent a lot of times at places
Yeah.
like G-Land. And
So Mike Boyum actually heard a story from his brother,
ah,
who flew over G-Land, and his brother tell all the story about the rapping like left-handers, and Mike actually the one who's coming down with machetes and open the bushes and found a place to set up a surf camp. So that was Mike Boyum.
there would have been tigers in the jungle back then. That would be scary.
I think the most scariest thing is malaria,
Yeah, true.
because with tiger you can see them and you can run away, but malaria, nowhere to run. Yeah,
And
so
we're coming down to the mad minute. Here goes Duke Nagsam. That was a really nice rotation. Unfortunately, he's
Yeah.
not going to get it on that one. If he landed that, he'd go close to getting into first or second.
yeah, because JR with that one big aerial was a 7.
Yeah.
And
And,
Duke looking for a 6-1. So I think everybody understand now. The only way to get past this round is to go big, because first place is 8-2-5 and is 7-0. It's a big numbers to catch, that's for sure. Looks like some triangle going on there, some paddling thingy, but not to worry, because judges are not gonna concern about that one, because that wave is not even breaking.
Yes,
So-
it was a bit of a mad scramble at the end there. And
Yeah.
it looks like, unfortunately, we're going to have to say goodbye to JR Esquinel and Duke Nagsam. Great campaign here, guys. It's been a pleasure to watch you surf, and
Yeah.
we'll see our Kobe Oberholzer and Jose Gunderson move into the round of 16. We're going to take a quick break and say thank you to our sponsors, and we'll be right back with heat number 7.
As a father, it's really important to teach my kids to give it back, so that's why I loaded up my Jeep Wrangler to come down here and help.
The Walk on Water event. It's the idea of helping kids with special needs and their siblings overcome their fear of the ocean.
As mudanças começam com você. Diga como você make a wave.
Since I can remember, 4, 5, 6 years old, growing up and surfing on the Durban beachfront was gnarly. In Durban's everything to me. It's the place that's founded my whole life. I think surfing has been basically confidence in my life. Just being able to share that is extremely important on the pure reason of how much I know it's done for me. I think that's one of the main reasons why I have such a strong connection to the surfers and our street children. You've seen how I make a wave in my community? Let's see how you make a wave in yours.
I'm very thankful for, the life I have and the life that surfing's brought me. Today I met the girls from Girl Guides Australia. The Jeep brand and I teamed up together and we took them on an experience that they wouldn't have had otherwise. It's been a really special day. They're all so loving and so supportive of each other. You can definitely see them all growing up and, having these friendships for life. You've seen how I make waves in my community. Show me how you can make a wave.
Have you heard of the Filipinos? They're the Earth's secret admirers, always in awe of its wonders. They can make a playground in an instant, and a friend even quicker. Their hellos pull you in. A warm smile, a loving hug. They eat rainbows and feed strangers like family. They drink sweet fire with a joke and a smile. The stories about Filipinos sound too good to be true until you meet them for yourself. Be part of these stories. Live in the Philippines.
Using plastic at our events has always been the norm. Recycling helps, but most plastic still ends up here, or worse, here. Plastic never goes away, because with plastic, there is no away. At the rate we're going, by 2050 there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. It's a deep problem. But there are steps we can all take. By cutting out single-serve plastics at our events, we can start turning back the plastic tide. This is our commitment for a stronger ocean. What's yours?
And we are back with the 25th Siargao International Surfing Cup presented by Globe Telecom. You're with Will Hayden-Smith, the WSL Tour Manager, and Tippy Jabrick, the Director of Asian Surfing Co., who partner with WSL on all our events in Asia on operations and management and sponsorship, and we do a bit of everything. It's great working with the ASC crew.
Yeah, it's been a long year of a relationship here we have, Will, because back in the days there was a lot of communication that we did with WSL also in the top level, but also we worked with a lot of ground level, working with local organizer like Jerry back in the days. We did come here running a couple of ASC event, and then all those relation that we did I think continued by Luke Landrigan. Luke Landrigan set up a local event here, local series. So what a great achievement that all the boys here did with surfing. So really happy to see that.
Yeah, ASC helped the local surfing tour they've got here is called the PSCT, the Philippine Surfing Championship Tour, and they've got 3 stops on their tour, and ASC really helped them get their scoring system right, train up the judges, get the priority. Priority is really important if you're doing something like that. So, and we have Filipino judges from the PSCT on our panel today, and it's a great experience for them.
Yeah, talking about numbers here, Will, looks like Oni Anwar scored a 6.75.
It's a good way to start the heat.
I know, because we didn't see what happened there because, like you said, we were like far away from the action. We were here at the broadcast area, only watching the screen here. And if there's a replay from Oni Anwar, just for the boys in Laikipik to see what's going on. But if not, it's all good. Kian Martin score of 5-0. So Kian and Oni actually they are roommates on this event. They sleep I think in the same places, and they went have dinner and lunch almost every day together. So I think they have a couple like tactics going on. Here's Oni's replay. Boom, right there.
Wow.
Oni Anwar.
That's his signature aerial.
And
from
also, yeah,
Oni.
I would say that was a great move there. And this is Kian Martin. That's his 5.
Still ends up here.
And yeah, what a great exchange right there from Kian Martin and also Oni Anwar.
These two guys yesterday borrowed one of the Jeeps
Mm-hmm.
and they went to the wake park. There's a wakeboarding park about 10 minutes drive from here.
Yeah.
I think it's called Siargao Wake Park.
Yeah.
And Tom is the owner and proprietor of the place, and he is so amazing on the wakeboard too. And the surfers went there and had an amazing time. And we've got all that vision. We're going to make it into a little clip. So if you want to see what the Siargao Wake Park looks like, the clip should be up on our website in the next few hours.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, 35 minutes to go, and another aerial shot, another coconut, another water, blue water, another vision about, like one of the reason why people should come here is this is the reason.
this is absolute pure paradise.
Yeah.
And one thing that I love about this place is over the first time I came here, like a lot of places, you see a lot of plastic on the reef and
That's
a lot
true.
of trash around. And
That's true.
there's some great community organizations
For
here.
sure.
One of them's called Sea Movement. That's run by Marja, who also works for Kudo Surf and Greenhouse.
Yeah.
And they've done a great job. Now there's no single-use plastics allowed in the
In the island.
on the tower. There's
Yeah.
and slowly but surely we're getting rid of single-use plastics all around the island, and it's cleaner than it's ever been. So it's a
Yeah.
good example to show other places that do have a problem with plastic that it's never too late to start making it better.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah, I think it's a great movement also because even on the WSL, there's a pure organization that spreading all the information on how to do the right thing about surfing. In the water, outside the water. How to, just you need to be care about the environment, because it's not only personal responsibility, but it's everybody's responsibility. Here you
Yeah.
go. Looks like Oni is going on his second wave. He looks like he's having a good time there.
he just finished runner-up in Sri Lanka at the QS 3000, so he's on a roll.
Yeah.
He probably would have won the event, but Mitch Parkinson in the final went absolutely bonkers and scored a 19+ heat total. So
Yeah.
Oni is also in great form, and only one person could beat him in Sri Lanka in this event. He won another big result, so we can get his seeding back up into next year's Challenger Series events.
Yeah, I think we have a little news about the Challenger that's gonna happen next year. I think if you want to qualify to a CT, I think you have to do good on the Challenger Series.
Yeah, so it's exciting new tour. You can read about it on worldsurfleague.com, but it's going to replace the 10,000s, and it's going to be called the Challenger Series. I think there's 8 men's events and 4 women's, and the first one in the Asia Pacific region is going to be the first one we've announced is the PHA Pro in New Zealand, which is super exciting for the World Surf League to return to New Zealand.
Yeah, I think New Zealand going to become a great place for that for sure.
And just like Siargao, it's an island. There's good waves all around the coast.
Yeah.
All the people love surfing, except the only thing that's different is it's a lot colder than here.
Yeah, but with the technology these days, like all the, like all the brands, they do like research and development for wetsuit, and these days,
The wetsuits are
wetsuit
incredible
technology
now.
is crazy.
Like even a wetsuit from 6 years ago
Yeah.
is so much
More advanced, yeah.
like the
stretch
if
and
you put on
everything.
one from 6 years ago now, you'd be like, oh, this thing is not good enough. But
I
right
know.
now it feels like
Yeah.
you're wearing nothing at all.
Yeah, because back in the days, people always said, "Oh, you have to wear a 4.3 here," but now a 3.2, a good one, is enough. Yeah. So,
I'm just going to have a change in the commentary, and I'm going to welcome in our contest director, who's been here for seemingly forever, Jerry Deegan.
So with 31 minutes to go, we have a situation exchange on the commentary booth here. Jerry, good morning, Jerry. How are you?
That. Good,
Yeah.
good way to interrupt me. Introduce me. Good, mate. How are you?
Good, yeah.
What's going on? Oh, hello.
Look at us,
Hey,
just cruising here in the island.
Loving life. Would have worn a proper shirt had I known. I didn't think I was doing commentary today, but
I have to sit more proper now. So
back
so
straight.
Yeah. So Jerry, this is a call that you did this morning. You've been evaluate the condition after the storm, this and that. But I'm pretty sure you're pretty happy with the call, no?
I am.
Yeah.
You know, it was looking pretty grim actually.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we called it. That's Maramata Kong, our local guy, and
Yeah.
all pins in the country are hoped on him right
For
now.
sure. He's probably one of the only surfers that's still.
I think he's our last standing Filipino, to be honest.
That's,
I think we just lost J.R. Esquivel in the last heat.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
That's the drone shot. There are a couple of other waves that we surf. The middle rock there is called Rock Island, and the two rocks to the left of that is Stimpy's. Two fantastic waves.
Yeah.
The spot in the middle is called Bommy. Now, people are going to say to me, no, Jerry, it's called Boomies. It's not the case. It was called Bommy forever and ever, and then a couple of French friends of mine, Pierre and Fred, came and couldn't pronounce Bommy, so they started calling it Boomies, and now it's universally known as Boomies.
So you just want to straight up the story here.
Bommy. Everyone out there, it's Bommy.
If it's not bombing, it's not bombies.
That's right.
So
That's right. And it's not bombing today, by the
No,
way.
yeah.
So we will call it Boomies today.
Yeah. So for all you boomies out there, if you want to go to boomies, this is your time. But when it's bombies, it's for us, no? It's for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, the call today was a difficult one, and in hindsight, maybe we should have done a couple of hours yesterday. But the predictions, the swell predictions, were a little bit off.
Yeah.
We thought today was going to be a little bit bigger, and we did have plenty of time. But you know, running these last few heats, I'm glad all of a sudden we did
I
it
think
because it's not too bad. And every guy out there, every QS guy will tell me, no, mate, this is pretty good.
Yeah, because you can see on the last heat, a guy like Kobe scored an 8.25.
There you go.
You know, like nobody gonna complain about that.
And there you go. There's Cloud9 to the right there. You can see the tower directly in the middle. The spot straight out the front there with all those surfers is Quicksilver. And a lot of people surf out there when the comp's on because there's nowhere else to surf really, especially when it's kind of small like this. But look how clean and beautiful the water is.
I know this is like I said to Will, this is one of the reasons why we come here to Cloud9 or to Philippines. You know, like blue crystal blue water, and it looks like Oni Anwar have third priority. He have a 6.75 and a 5.75. Nice surfing there from Oni Anwar. He got second on the last event in Sri Lanka, Jerry.
He told me, yeah, he did very well. And I tell you what, starting with a 6.75 and a 5.75, only 12 minutes into the heat,
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive. And I'm sure he's happy with his positioning at the moment. Very happy.
Yeah, you need to have a double digit to go advance.
Yeah, even though it is only 2 foot. I was kind of busy during the last heat, running around doing a few things. There's straight over the top. That's the first tower.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side, we've got our medical teams in there and a bunch of other people. The big tower at the front there. I'm interested to wonder. I do wonder how high he is there. 200 or 300 meters, I suppose.
What?
Height of the drone.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's pretty high actually. Yeah.
And we're up there on the top right. You can see a couple of red tents. And we're sitting just to the right of that.
Yeah,
So
that's the medical team also there.
That's the other medical team,
Yeah.
yeah. So we have the doctors on the first one and the actual rescue medical team there. So
do you know about the
400 feet? 400 feet up, I'm told, reliably.
Yeah,
So that's
from Ryan Angle. We
from
call
Ryan?
this angle called Ryan Angle.
Okay, this is Ryan Angle,
Yeah.
and we're 400 feet up, which is interesting. So that's 130
Couple
meters.
Yeah, pretty high. Yeah. So are you familiar with the medical crew? They all have a T-shirt called like Isla Med or something.
Isla Medical,
Yeah.
yeah. So what they are is there's island doctors here, which are the guys that have a clinic in town.
Yeah.
And there's the Isla Medical team who are from overseas volunteering. And so they generally come and volunteer, and they go to certain parts of the country and help out, do certain things for free. So they're all doing it for free. They're all helping us out, and you know they're paying their own airfares. You know what they get in return? You know what they asked me for?
They go to heaven.
They do go to heaven. They do go to heaven. We won't be seeing them there probably, but they get a T-shirt. They get a T-shirt.
Oh God,
There
maybe
we
a
are.
handshake from us.
Oh, a big hearty handshake, and
They
no,
deserve it for sure.
They do a great job, but we also have the local provincial medical teams as well. I think I mentioned it the other day. There's 1.5 support staff for every surfer in the event. So straight ahead, that used to be the Boardwalk Resort. That's gone. That's Kessa Resort to the left, and Sagana Resort to the right, which is now called Alon Resort, which I know intimately as I built it and ran it for 20 years and then sold it recently.
Yeah, I hope you have still have a good space for yourself and your family there forever, because I don't think so that place can, unreplaceable for your.
It is, and it's a sad situation. You spend a long time here in one place, but things change. Everything changes, and I'm happy with what we've done. We still have a little cafe here and a little house in town.
Yeah.
A little apartment.
Yeah.
And we spend a lot of time here. Surprisingly, I didn't think we'd spend so much, but we do.
So I don't know if you have mentioned this on the broadcast, but how did you first time came to Cloud9? What was the reason?
Well, do you remember? I think it was in Surfer magazine. They had something called the Surf Report. Is it
Evan Slater and Taylor Knox?
Well, yeah. Well, they're the ones that came out here with
John Callahan.
John Callahan, and I believe Kev Davidson and Dave Moppy might have been with them as well. They didn't surf Cloud9 at the same time, but they were all there at the same time. And I read about it, and my wife, who's still my wife, was...
You married that time already?
No, but we'd been together a few years already at that stage.
Okay, yeah, I see.
She was in Europe visiting her relatives.
Yeah.
And I was in Australia, and we thought, well, let's meet somewhere. I'd heard about this magical wave, and I said, let's go there. So we had never been here, so I had no idea. We lobbed in here and met a Japanese guy who was kind of camping and cruising around, and it was actually his idea. He was like, let's do something there.
Wow.
And we just went, okay, I'm glad we did. Greatest thing we ever did.
Yeah. So
Shaka, that's Shaka Cafe on the left, a very well-known vegan cafe that gets super popular.
Yeah.
And that's Reef Beach House, right in the middle there, run by our Irish friend Paul. And behind that, you can see a yellow building. There's a tattoo shop in there, and David's Kawaiian, which is directly behind that you can't see.
Yeah.
And what we're looking at now is probably Kevin Davidson will be looking out the window there thinking, that's my place. So, hello again, Kev. I had dinner with him last night. Really one of the original guys here, one of the 2 or 3 original guys that first came here, and he's still here, still surfing here, and still living here.
Wow, that's a amazing story there, yeah. So here we go, back into action right here. Kian Martin from, I'm just going to say he's from Canggu, because that's where he's from. So
which is where you surf a lot, right?
Yeah, I surf a lot with Kian. I've seen him growing from, like a Grom to where he is right now. His dad always kind of give a little bit of a, like, hey, TP, wherever you're traveling, if you see Kian, can you please take care of him?
Okay. How old's Kian, do you know?
He's probably 19 now.
Still a kid?
Still a kid, so... he's surfing really good. He's representing Sweden actually on the ISA Games in Japan.
And is that because he has a dream in the future to go to the Olympics, would you say?
Yeah, I think because his mom is Swedish.
Okay.
And I think to represent Brazil, it's almost impossible because
they have fantastic surfers already.
Yeah, they have Gabriel Medina and Felipe Toledo and Italo. So talking about ISA Games, Maramar is one of the most, I would say, top-rated surfers from Philippines besides Piso and Filmar. So Maramar was also representing Philippines there.
Yeah, and I think he did okay. Made a few rounds. Those 3 and Filmar's brother, PJ. They are fantastic surfers, and they're the ones that do the representing. And I'd love to see one of them go to the Olympics. I would absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think it's a bit hard, Jerry, because the reason why is. Asia as a region only have 2 spots, and 1 spot is already taken by Japan, and there's only 1 more spots to.
And so how would they then go about qualifying? Is it the World Games next year we'll find a qualifier? Yeah,
that's one of the last way to qualify is the next ISA Games. If not, you have to qualify through a CT surfers.
So let's say, for example, Oni Anwar, who's out here now and he's doing okay, he's won something. Say, for example, he makes it to the CT this year. Maybe he heads off and does the Hawaiian events or something. As the highest ranked Asian surfer, then would he make it through?
No, he need to be on the top 10 of the CT.
The top 10
of the CT.
It's all a bit confusing, isn't it? Do you think? You think 20 male surfers and 20 female surfers is enough?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
For to represent as a sport in the globe, in the world, there's like 200 plus countries in this world, and 20 surfers that only can represent by 10 nation, because only one country only can have maximum have two.
Yep.
So if maximum 10 nation is representing the whole world, that's less than 10%.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right,
It
really.
doesn't,
And
yeah.
maybe because it's the first time round, and hopefully they'll readjust
Yeah.
what happens the next time around,
Yeah.
because like I said, it is their first time. It's the
Yeah.
first time to try to figure it out.
Yeah, but we have to pay our respect to Fernando Aguirre from ISA because of his hard work. Surfing have a spot on the Olympic.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy. Who would have dreamed that?
yeah, this is only the first year, the first time. Maybe in the future by ISA lobbying all those top guys on the IOC, because sport is a big business. You don't want to have a slot taken out for surfing. They will fight for it. So
100%.
there's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of prestige on the sport itself. So I'm really hoping that ISA can lobbying IOC, the Olympic Committee, one day, because after Japan, there's Paris, and Paris have 24 slots. So that's a good one.
Okay, and
Yeah.
they'll obviously in Paris, the Olympics, they'll relocate it. Do you know where that will go? Will it go down to Biarritz or somewhere like that?
Most probably, but we cannot also taken out the potential of having on a wave pool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's one of the big conversation, but we'll see. Ooh, Maramar, nice one. Looks like
Full rotation?
Yeah.
Not just about.
So we'll see if that's gonna be a good number for Maramar. Yet he's moving into second right now.
Okay, 20 minutes remaining.
Yeah, looks like Oni is still sitting. I would say, like a little bit more comfortable than Kian and Maramar, because Kian and Maramar is almost sharing the same numbers there, because Kian
Exactly.
is only looking for a 531, but Maramar is looking for a 725 to take first.
It's a picture of the front of the tower and the priority board right there. So red has priority at the moment,
Yeah.
white second, and green actually is in third. I know we borrowed everything from the PSCT, and we didn't have a green
Yeah.
board. We only had a yellow one, so we had to tell the surfers that if you're in green, you're looking for yellow.
Yeah. Actually, yellow has been taken away because the Jeep yellow jersey is for number 1 CT surfers.
So that's the reason.
Yeah,
okay.
so they took out yellow from the computer system. They put green.
Yep.
And
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
Looks like we need to do a bit of repair on some of the signage there.
Yeah, it's a bit windy this morning.
I'll get that sorted.
Yeah, you just need some nails and cable ties to make that thing straighten up.
Cable ties and gaffer tape, they fix everything.
Yeah.
18 minutes to go and Oni's still there. The crowd are really out there cheering. Oh, so Maramar got a 6.85 for that last rotation. So he has actually got a little bit closer to Oni and moved a little bit further away from Kian, actually.
Yeah. Actually, Maramar get the highest score of this heat. So with that really nice aerial 360 there, I'm pretty sure there was a couple more hit that he did before that aerial. That's the reason why he got a 6.85.
There it is again. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just on the end of the way, but it was a great one. Landed beautifully. Boom.
Or could be just one maneuver of
Yeah.
6.85. We never know. Because before JR, only with one aerial 360 on the left, he got a 7.
Did he? Okay,
Yeah,
well,
but
there
he
you go.
but he couldn't back it up with another 6.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people on the tower there that will leave as soon as this heat's over, because they're only there to watch Maramar.
Maramar, yeah.
John Mark Dokong, and yeah, you'll see a mass exodus before that last heat.
I think we should make a boom gate there so nobody go out.
They have to stay and watch.
I know, there's one more heat to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, last heat, it's going to be a good heat to watch too, because we're going to have Pablo Montero, Cooper Davis, Keito Matsuoka, and also Thomas Servi. So
Okay, very interesting. I interviewed Thomas the other day. He seems like a pretty nice character. He's been here a couple of times before.
yeah.
Obviously a very good surfer, and that's a pretty international field. What have we got? We've got
Yeah, one Spanish, one
Australia,
two
two Australians,
Aussies.
and a Japanese lad.
Japanese. Yeah. Keito Matsuoka, actually a surfer that got a wave of the winter in Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, he charged.
Where was that wave?
That was in backdoor.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big wave.
So he probably wants this to be big, solid, and nasty, because when the Hawaiian guys were here, they're
expecting a big wave. Yeah.
Well, they compared it to backdoor.
Yeah. Yeah, when it's big, this wave is like you surf more than anybody, Jerry. They're like a 2-barrel section, that's the reason why you want to come here. Backdoor it, pull in the barrel and the barrel section. Another one.
I love it when it's perfect. Really love it. And we have every chance on our last day of broadcast. To see some perfect waves here.
Yeah, hopefully I brought 2 boards here, so hopefully I'm gonna
pull out the big one. Pull out the big dog.
Actually, they're both kind of a small board.
The pros come here, and in the old days they'd bring a 6.5 or whatever. But now they'll bring a 5.11 and a 5.11 and a half. There doesn't seem to be much difference on this wave, and I think because you got to slide into it quickly on the back door, through the back door, and those shorter boards, you can get under it quicker.
Yeah, I think with longer board, it's good to paddle on it, but sometimes it's make you slower to tuck in that barrel.
Exactly.
Because if you have a smaller board, you can just hug the wave, something like that. So this is Kian Martin. Oni Anwar just finished the wave before that one. Kian is now looking for a 7.10. So a bit of work there for Kian, because Maramar get the highest wave of the heat, actually, a 6.85 and a 5.50.
Yeah, it's an interesting heat. It's really close. There's no huge scores. They all... our surfer in green, Hinata. Yeah, he's sort of lagging a little bit behind, and that could be the priority issue. He's hanging on and not actually getting any waves. Still got 15 minutes remaining, so he still has plenty of time. But he needs a fair bit now, and he must be starting to think about taking a wave, I would suggest.
Yeah. I think one of the reason of Hinata's tactic here is I was surfing with him actually on the heat of round 1. You know what happened to him?
No.
He was the luckiest surfer. Every time there's a bomb, he was on the priority. So I think his tactic is he did really good on those really good wave, and I think he just want to wait for the good one, because because last heat he got like a couple 6s, and that's enough for him to advancing. So maybe he's waiting for a good one. That's what he's
that was
thinking.
his strategy before, and I suppose he's sticking to it. Oni has got a 6.55 for that other wave he just got, so he's made his situation a little bit better.
Yeah.
Maramar, John Mark needs a 6.45 to move on up into first. Kia needs Kian
Martin. Yeah. This is a Hinata's wave.
Oh, so he's got one while we weren't watching.
Nice
pretty stylish surfer.
Yeah, Hinata is actually live in Burleigh Heads in Australia.
Yeah, and he was here, I think, last year as well.
Yeah, he's a veteran competitor in the Asian region.
You say he's a veteran competitor. I talked to him earlier, and he's got a face like a 14-year-old. He's a young-looking kid.
Yeah, we call it veteran because he's in the tour for the last 2 years. That's veteran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What does that make me? I've been doing this event for 20 years. I'm a super Grandmaster veteran.
No, but you have to understand, Jerry, because if you did your 20 years apprentice on something, you start from zero again. So you're a Grom.
Yeah, great. Yeah. I love to hear that.
12 minutes to go.
All right, so he got a 6.6. So that really puts him back into the picture. As a matter of fact, he needs less than the third placer to move into second place. He only needs a 5.76.
Wow. Interesting situation.
Here he is on a little wide one.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can do. Sometimes the wide ones line up pretty well.
Yeah, I think Hinata is taking advantage of his first priority. Remember that one, Jerry?
He did.
He took it, and it was nice, and it was a 6.6. So right now, that's not going to happen. Now, what he's going to do is become a bit more active because he owns last priority.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of style, doesn't he? He's very, very smooth.
Yeah. Young surfer from Burleigh Heads. I'm pretty sure a couple boys, in Burleigh watching.
Jay Thompson, Bottle, hello, if you're out there watching from Burleigh. I know Andrew Stark spent a lot of his time surfing Burleigh when Surfing Australia had their office there. So, hello, Starky. I hope you're happy with us.
Yeah, I think Andrew Stark is a busy man now. He's taking over a really important job at WSL office in Australia.
He's a good guy too, I've got to say. I've done a bit of surfing with him. I spend some time at his house when he's there. My family stay with him if we head up to the Gold Coast.
Nice, yeah.
And he blocks for me out at Superbank, so I can actually get a couple of waves.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm gonna call Starkey tomorrow and tell them to do the same thing to me.
You need some waves, yeah.
Starkey, I'm coming. I need a couple of waves. So that was Keito Matsuoka walking into the lineup. Looks like it could be a good story here for Maramar because he's currently sitting in second, even though it's not secure yet.
Well, Hinata's moved up into third place actually, and here he is going again. And you're right, he's lost his priority, and now he's doing some work.
Yeah,
he's working hard.
He's a hard-working kid. 11 minutes to go before we go into last heat of round 2. What is the call today, Jerry?
Well, the call originally was to get out here and finish these 3 heats because the surf looked a little better.
Yeah.
You know, we can have a look and possibly move on into a couple more heats of the next round. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do at this stage, but, you know, if the surf looks good, what we did previous to this one, because it looked kind of average, we had a chat with some of the surfers and, you know, got their opinion about it, and they were all happy to surf, actually.
Okay,
no one complained about the call, no one made any issues. So, you know, I'd say maybe a little before the end of the third or the last heat of round 2.
You're going to make a call.
I might go out there and have a chat to the head judge and to Will, and we'll make a call as to whether we carry on. I mean, there's some fun little ways. We're getting 6-8, 6-7, 6-6s. They've all had a decent score.
Yep.
The tide is good still. And I did tell the others, the other surfers, to hang around, you know, that we weren't prepared to make a call. Tomorrow's not looking epic, but it's not looking any worse than today, and the next day is actually looking quite good.
Yeah, I understand. And then also, when you make a call, Jerry, you know, I did also the same job as you in Indo. It could get a little bit tricky because, you know, especially, you know, like a spot like this, tide is a big, you know, have a
Huge
big issue. And also if the tide push, you know, later on in the afternoon, wind condition might come up. And like right now, this is like almost 1 o'clock here in Philippines, and condition looking nice.
Very nice.
This is something that we all have to take advantage of.
Yeah, that's right. And you don't know what can happen tomorrow, regardless of what predictions you get. Now, like I said, we do have good predictions for Wednesday, but I think we still have too many heats to run on Wednesday to rely on that day because we've got a big low tide in the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's for sure. We don't have the big ball of Nostradamus.
No, we don't. But they did used to call me Nostradamus when I was at school because of my big nose. Apparently you could see straight up into those nostrils. So
Nostradamus.
If any of my old primary school friends are listening, you'll remember that.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. This is only Anwar. What he gonna do? A nice big one there. Only one big maneuver. I don't know if that's gonna better his 6.75 as his 6.55. Could be goes into his.
Interesting, yeah, because it was similar to John Mark's wave.
Yeah.
John Mark got a 6.85. Is that right for his wave?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm an event director, not a guy that understands all the airs and all the rest of it. I'd rather get a barrel than anything, but so it's hard for me to actually compare those two. But I know that Ty Conahan is out there talking to his judges, comparing those two scores right now. Yeah, if I have to compare, you know, like Maramar have higher air distance, but only have a bit more quicker rotation, something like that, more explosive. I would say that's the difference, because if you compare one and another, you need to have a replays, and we don't have you know, that. No, the ability for split screens. Well, there we go. So, this is. Here we go. You can see that Maramar have a little bit more of the height. He was high, landed beautifully. Yeah. Thank you very much for all the hard work from the Fresh Air broadcast crew. Listening to us and doing a great job. Okay, this is Oni's. So this is the way we compare. You see there. So okay, so he didn't get as much rotation either. Yeah. So Maramar have almost kind of full rotation. His nose landing straight back into the wave, but Oni's nose was in the white water. That's right. Yeah, that's right. So we're going to say that John Marks was better. Yeah. There's Tim Hayne heading out there, taking some shots. Tim spends all his day in the sun. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, the funny thing about Tim is he loves Philippines so much, but he lives in Bali. I know, and he's bought a block of land here as well. But he still lives in Bali. He should just marry a Filipina. I think he likes the best of both worlds. He loves being in Bali and he loves here. And yeah. The best way to live your life is because in Asia there's 2 seasons, rainy season and dry season. To always live on the dry season wherever you are. Okay, your rainy season though is December, January, around then. Is that right? Yeah. Well, it's the same here. That's the thing. Now, if you're in Manila, for the people watching in Manila, who often get confused, they'll come down here for holidays for Christmas and New Year.
And it's rainy season.
It's raining, but it's dry in Manila at that time. So the rainy season in Manila is like May, June, July, August, which is our super dry season down here.
I see.
I mean, we had a downpour this morning and one yesterday, but previous to that, I hadn't seen one for a while, and it is dry around here.
Yeah. Yeah, because Bali actually only have 2 seasons, but the funny thing, we're so close to Australia. Their winter season is our winter also, but it actually is our dry season.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because West Oz is so close to us, you know, those current push the water to come to Indonesia, especially Bali. Because if you surf Chimaja or around somewhere around G-Land, it's not as cold as Bali. I wonder why.
Last time I was there, it was cold.
Where, in G-Land?
No, Bali.
Yeah, Bali was cold.
I was surprised. And Tim, who's walking out there on the left of your screen, I said to him, have you been surfing much? He said, the water's too cold in Bali. And people surfing in Sydney and Victoria and South Australia are going to be like, you must be joking.
Yeah.
But he said, no, the water's too cold. I haven't been going out.
No, that was serious. Like, we have to wear like a, like kind of vest,
What do you know the temperature of the water in Bali at the moment?
The coldest can get around, I would say, 19 to 21.
That's Sydney summer. That's cold, for Bali.
It is pretty cold,
Because you know what the temperature is here? 28 or 29.
The water, no?
The water.
Yeah.
The water. The air's only 30. I mean...
Yeah. Can get similar in Bali, but the water can get really cold.
Yeah, well, I was surprised, and it's been a while since I've been to Bali, but I did go for a surf, and I did go to G-Land. And we got off, went straight to G-Land. When we came back to Bali, I was quite shocked at how cold the water was.
Especially if you go to Nusa Lembongan side.
I did. I went and surfed at Sri Lanka, because you sent me there.
Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka, the wave, that wave out in front of one of the is that what it's called?
Shipwreck.
No, isn't
Laceration?
Isn't that? No. I'm talking about it on the backside of Bali itself.
In Nusa Dua in Sri Lanka.
Yeah. You sent me there. And I got a great wave, except I got smashed out there.
That place can get really, really good though.
It did. It was good. And I know Ty's listening. Ty Kroll, he's listening there, and he was out there with us.
Oh, really? Huh?
He had to save me almost. My board got caught around the channel marker, and I got washed out to sea. Oh, it was a nightmare.
That place is underrated these days, Jerry. Back in the days in the 90s, that's where we all go.
Okay.
But now, nobody go there.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
They're heading further to the east or the northeast, right? They're heading down to Karamas and places like that.
Because at the end of the day, people follow the trend. New places, who's surfing there. So Sri Lanka is pretty empty.
Yeah. Do you know why it's called Sri Lanka?
Not sure.
Because I say to people, I surfed at Sri Lanka, and they, oh, you went all the way there. Well, actually, it was that surf break on the other side of the Bukit.
The older crew will know where it is, but the younger crew, they would have no idea.
Oh, really?
No idea.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people call it Club Meds, but
because that big resort is directly in front.
Yeah, there's another really good wave around on the East Coast. It's actually one of my favorite. Is Green Ball is one of them.
I surfed Green Ball many years ago.
Yeah, Green Ball is one of a destination that we all did back in the days.
And Green Ball, you had to kind of climb down the cliff as well.
Yeah. Green Ball is pretty good, and East Coast is really good.
Is Oni again?
Yeah, for me, rainy season is all about exploring. On the summer, it's all about Canggu.
Well, I tell you what, the Philippines here, I mean, rainy season, you can explore as well. And during the rainy season on this side, it's the dry season on the west coast, and you get a lot of good waves in the South China Sea.
Yeah, because we all surf South China Sea because we surf in Malaysia and also Hainan Island.
Okay. Yep.
And when we surf Hainan Island, we surf I would say 4 to 6 feet on the South China Sea. Like, what kind of a weather system are they have there? Because the ocean is not that big, but
but you get typhoons in there, and you also get the nor'easters that come down past Japan and over the top of the Philippines, and they push a lot of swell. Now we get the same swell here, but it's onshore and messy here at Cloud 9 or on the east coast. On the backside, it pushes the swell from the northeast. It wraps around, and that northeast wind gives you an offshore in many of the spots. So
nice.
Undiscovered kind of thing.
Is that Bel Air?
No. Bel Air is on the west
Pacific.
Pacific coast. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is in Palawan. This is really in the South China Sea. It's on the same side as La Union, but further down south. And I'm not giving any secrets away. People know there's waves there, and they're difficult to find, but they're definitely swell down there at during November, December, January, February time of year.
Yeah, I think it's always good to give some tips but not a detail, because at the end of the day, the fun of finding your own wave is by exploring an adventure.
100%. Yeah. Look, I can point somewhere, but I'm not going to give them the map reference.
I know. Just your point will go west.
Yeah. Go west.
Go west from Manila.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Have fun.
Look, Marama, he's getting busy right at the end here.
This is Oni Anwar.
Oh, sorry, Oni. Yeah.
Yeah, Oni is with 1 minute to go. Looks like he's gonna take
safe
first. And Maramar is not too far behind with 13 and 30 and also 13 and .10.
Hinata only needs a 6.45 and he's in second priority only.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's in third priority. Okay, so
Kian will have the first priority here. He will. I'm pretty sure if he catch the next wave, he's gonna go something big here. This is Hinata. He's looking for a 6.51. Looks like that's not gonna be the one.
No.
Here we go, Oni again. 30 seconds.
So 25 seconds. They'll all be biting their nails out there on the tower and hoping that that Maramar can be the one to stay head on into the next round.
Yeah, because looks like there's no show of any bump in the water right now.
No, not much happening. Okay, well that's there'll be a cheer. I don't know if we'll be able to hear it through our mics, but I'll listen for it.
Yeah, so looks like we are finished on the hit number 7. Congratulations to Maramar advancing into the next round, and we're gonna go to ad breaks now.
As a father, it's really important to teach my kids to give it back, so that's why I loaded up my Jeep Wrangler to come down here and help.
Walk on Water event. It's the idea of helping kids with special needs and their siblings overcome their fear of the ocean.
As mudanças começam com você. Diga como você make a wave.
Since I can remember, 4, 5, 6 years old, growing up and surfing on the Durban beachfront was gnarly. In Durban's everything to me. It's the place that's founded my whole life. I think surfing has been basically confidence in my life. Just being able to share that is extremely important on the pure reason of how much I know it's done for me. I think that's one of the main reasons why I have such a strong connection to the surfers and our street children. You've seen how I make a wave in my community. Let's see how you make a wave in yours.
I'm very thankful for, the life I have and the life that surfing's brought me. Today I met the girls from Girl Guides Australia. Jeep Brand and I teamed up together and we took them on an experience that they wouldn't have had otherwise. It's been a really special day. They're all so loving and so supportive of each other. You can definitely see them all growing up and having these friendships for life. You've seen how I make waves in my community. Show me how you can make a wave.
Have you heard of the Filipinos? They're the Earth's secret admirers, always in awe of its wonders. They can make a playground in an instant, and a friend even quicker. Their hellos pull you in. A warm smile, a loving hug. They eat rainbows and feed strangers like family. They drink sweet fire with a joke and a smile. The stories about Filipinos sound too good to be true until you meet them for yourself. Be part of these stories. Live in the Philippines.
And welcome back to the Siargao International Surfing Cup. This is the 25th anniversary, the silver anniversary of this event. What an achievement it has been to see an event running this long in the wonderful island of Siargao in the Philippines. This is round number 2, heat number 8. In the red we have Pablo Montero from Spain. In the blue, Cooper Davies from Australia, from Noosa. And Japan in white, Keito Matsuoka. And in the green, another Noosa surfer, Thomas Servey from Australia. So we've had a couple of nice heats today.
Yeah.
It's actually gotten better than when I thought when we called it on. So those of you watching at home, it's not classic Cloud9, but we were kind of forced in a position where we needed to run some heats to set us up to finish on Wednesday.
Yeah, this is Thomas Servi right now on screen. Super sharp surfer there from Thomas. So there's a couple mates surfing in this heat. There's Cooper Davis and also Thomas Servi. They come from the same region of Sunny Coast.
Yeah, and they've been traveling together for a few events in a row now.
Yeah.
It's been a nice little dream tour through the WSL Asia tour. Look at this beautiful shot of Cloud 9. This is the iconic boardwalk.
Yeah.
And we're down the road from General Luna.
Yeah, looks like a lot of like Jerry said, a lot of the crew after Maramar finishes heat. Everybody's gonna go for lunch because they will be back here as soon as Maramar is surfing. Maybe today or tomorrow. We don't know. What is it called? We haven't did an official call today.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not going into the next round. Jerry's just gone to double check with the head judge. Now after these 3 heats are done, we've got 11 heats left.
Yeah.
We might be able to run 4 heats of the round of 16 tomorrow afternoon around the same tide if the swell shows up. And if the swell doesn't show up, we can run 11 heats on Wednesday.
Final day, yeah.
Final day on the forecast is looking very good. There's a typhoon spinning off the coast. Like you were talking about earlier, we're in the Pacific Ocean. And we're on the eastern side of the Philippines. And it's just spinning out there. And it's going to bring... It's pretty interesting when those typhoons are out there because... They send a lot of swell, but they suck the wind. So they send swell and they take offshore winds. So,
wow.
So the surf is going to be pumping Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but Wednesday's our last day. So we're expecting it to be pretty good. And there is the boardwalk. You can see at the end of the boardwalk we've got our wonderful Jeep vehicles. Thank you to Jeep for supporting surfing in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And we've got Coke and Sprite tents because Sprite are a sponsor of this event, the official beverage, and they are only using reusable glass bottles at this event. And you can see there's a bench seat next to those 2 surfboards. That bench is made out of 100% recycled plastic bottles. So it's great to have our partners celebrating with us. And there's a globe tent also. There's providing the internet.
Yeah.
And the guy from Sprite was talking to me about how they're aware that they produce a lot of plastic bottles, but they're investing a lot into recycling programs and cleaning up initiatives, and so we thank them for trying to work with us on reducing the plastic problem. And here on site, it's only glass reusable bottles.
Yep, there's a good movement there from our big corporate sponsor. Because as you know, Coke is one of the biggest company in the world, and for sure they, by making a lot of money, they have the corporate responsibility CSR movement, and this is one of the big CSR movement by making sure all the plastic that they produce becomes some material that can be used and reusable. Ooh, Thomas Servi getting funky there.
Yeah, I think you would have seen in the last heat a lot of the top scoring rides were from aerial maneuvers, and if that wave had a little bit more push on it, I reckon he would have ridden out of that. So we've got 40 minutes heats, there's plenty of time, and I think we're going to see a few rotations. Our surfer in blue, 5.25 out to, it's not in first position, but he might as well be because he only needs a 0.5. You barely even need to stand up to get one of them. So still...
I think condition is a little bit changed from the first heat here, Will. So if we do finishing this heat for the last heat of the day, I think that's gonna become a good call because as you can see, the wind is actually not too bad. That's Rio Waida, one of the most top Indonesian surfers this day. He got knocked out in the first round on Carrot, and that's something that we don't see from Rio, but this is surf competition. Even Kelly Slater, even Stephanie Gilmore lost on a...
I don't remember the last time I've seen Stephanie Gilmore finish last place at CT. So, it's a pretty difficult sport. The level has never been higher. Look at this ripping from our surfer in Japan, from Japan.
Keito Matsuoka. Did you know Keito got the wave of the winter in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was charging.
He picked this event so he can get some points so he can go back to Hawaii to get into the Vulcan Pipe Pro. He said his favorite thing in the world is barrels.
Wow.
And Cloud9, it's a good place to be for some barrels, and I think on the final day we're going to see plenty. So the goal today would be get some points on the board so you can advance into the next round and hopefully score some barrels. We did see one barrel today.
Yeah, that was Kobe Oberhalzer. He got an 8.25. It was a clean barrel. That's just a little taste of an example of what kind of barrel that Cloud9 can offer, even on a smaller day. But on a bigger day, it's going to be a total different game here. No more aerial, no more those check turns. It's just going to be pull in.
And you can see our competitors paddling back out the reef here. It's not... Oh, here's Cooper Davies' last ride. I love that turn. I love his smooth, flowing style. You see Elliot Prada-Reed walking past.
So he's not going to have any heats today because he's going to serve heat number 2 of a round of 16. Yeah, that's going to be hopefully tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow we have 4 heats of round 16. And then move to quarterfinal, semis, and final. And we're going to find out who's going to be the 2019 champion of a Cloud9 Siargao Cup to 25th year of running.
Yeah, it's a pretty prestigious winners list. I don't have all the winners in front of me, but I do know that Wade Goodall's won it.
Yeah.
Skip McCullough won it last year.
Piso won it.
Maramar
won it.
Cooper Chapman won it when it was a pro junior, beat Oni Anwar in the final.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. I know Jamie O'Brien might have won it when it was an invitational back in the day.
Yeah, I think there's quite a good name profile that came to Cloud9 back in the days. This is Thomas Servi.
This looks like a nice ride. It's got a nice pace to it. It's standing up on the reef in the pocket, and he's bashing these turns. And he had a smile on his face. He's knowing that he's getting a score. He's only got a 2 and a 3 at the moment, and that is definitely going to be up there with some of the best waves of the heat so far. Thomas Servi in the green. I'm sure that the 2 Aussie boys are hoping to go first and second in this heat so that they can live to surf another day in the next round. If you're eliminated in this round and you finish third, you get 300 QS points, and fourth gets 280. So everyone's eyeing that first prize, 1,500 QS points and 5,000 USD. I've just seen our friend Luke Langdrigan walking past. He's the head of the local surfing tour. Ooh, there's a bit of rain out there on the horizon.
Yeah, looks like some drip of water for those coconut plantation that we all see in Philippines. There's a lot of coconut trees here.
I was talking to Tim, who's doing our beach commentary from Fat Lips Surf Shop, who lives here. He said they need the rain. A lot of the water towers and wells are getting empty. This is the start of the rainy season. The surf season starts usually in September.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been any swells yet. The first 2 days that we ran was really the first decent sort of swell that they've seen so far this year. So
yeah.
But then we've got this really big swell on the horizon that's coming, starting on our final day, which is very lucky.
I think surf competition is one of the hardest sports that we need to, how do you call it, to plan, because this event the date already planned like maybe a couple months before, but a lot of the events they plan a year before. Yeah. How could you plan something like, oh, this is going to be pumping? It's almost impossible. So one of my job this year is providing schedule the dates for all the events that are going to happen in Indonesia in 2020, and for me, like, how should I know? Yeah, but we do a lot of what do you call it? We go check on the tide charts that's going to happen. Historical data, and then we're going to see which one is the most consistent swell that usually happens in a year. So that's the only way that we can do it. But at the end of the day, there's no way we can say 1 year after, like today, it's going to rain at 8 a.m. That's impossible. Yeah,
and like you said, it did rain today at 8 a.m. and I got soaked on my bike. I've never ridden a scooter in rain that hard before. It was pretty gnarly. But in the water, we saw Thomas Servi score a 6.4, the highest wave of the heat so far on his last wave.
Yeah.
And he moved into second position. And also our Japanese surfer,
Kato scored a 6, yeah?
Scored a 6. Here's a replay of Thomas Servi.
I think that one, the first maneuver there was so big. That's the reason why he got a 6 point.
You see his mate Cooper Davies out the back had a smile on his face.
Yeah.
And so does Thomas as he wraps up this ride. He knows that that is going to put him into contention. This is a really evenly matched heat. Unfortunately, Pablo Montero has only got a 2 and a 3 in his score line at the moment, so he'll be looking to ditch them. There is a little bit of wind and texture out there at the moment, but nothing too serious. You can almost see a line. Here is the corner. Around the corner, there's a cafe down there called Cafe Loca.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hippie, and Hippie also has a surf shop around the corner where you can rent a softboard.
And we just have Filmar Alipayo just walking. He's the cousin of Yuk Yuk. Yuk Yuk Alipayok.
And that is that last drone shot. Just around the corner from there, you can go up to a local boat, slow boat operator, and pay them a couple hundred pesos, and they'll take you to explore some other surf spots like Stimpy's.
Yeah.
Or what's the other one? Rock something?
Rock Island?
Yeah, Rock Island.
And Bommies. That's what Jerry said. It's not Boomies, it's Bommies. He was a bit upset that he's one of his favorite spot called Boomies. That's the one. So there's Stimpy's, Rock Island, and Bommies. Is that?
Bommies is that one in the middle, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, so when there's lots of swell, where that tiny bit of whitewash is,
yeah,
that can actually be a really good wave, and I think that that'll be breaking in the next few days when we get that huge typhoon swell coming through. Stimpy's is the one just near that rock, I believe.
Yeah, I think I surfed it once. You need to take a boat there, and it was pretty fun left actually.
Yeah, super fun left. And then at the bottom of the screen, that's Jacking Horse.
Jacking Horse.
And Quicksilver now in the bottom left. Sorry, bottom right.
Yeah, that's Quicksilver with all those longboarders. And we're going to see Cloud9.
And there's some, there are learner surfers over the reef, but it's mostly pretty mellow reef, mostly flat rock. There are a couple little sharp spots, but a lot of the beginners, they'll wear some reef booties. And I saw our friend from Jeep Philippines came over and she got a surf lesson. She got a scratch on her knee, but she didn't care. She was so stoked. She went surfing for her first time. And
I think a couple scratches is worth it, for the reward that you get.
It's like a souvenir.
Yeah.
I've got a souvenir from Cruy earlier this year. Big scratch on my leg.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. You almost have gangrene there, Will. We almost have to send you home because you're so scratched up.
Yeah, it's always good when you're surfing over reef. I always travel with some betadine, some antibiotics in case of infection.
Yeah, I think in the tropics, you always need to be prepared of the infection because even a small scratch, you have to take care of it.
So here goes Thomas Servi. He's seen something on this that he liked, and it is walling up in that pocket a little bit, but I think he missed the best section because he was caught a little bit behind, but not a bad strategy to stay a bit busy when you're in fourth priority. And 23 minutes to go.
So situation right here, we have Keito Matsuoka with priority. The reason why you get a wave of the winter in Hawaii, because you're being patient.
Yeah.
You will never get the wave of the year if you become a pest there in Hawaii. You're gonna get punched in your eyes. So this is what Keito is doing. He knows with priority he might get the best wave of the heat, and with 6.0, all he needs is a 4.01. Being patient could reward him the numbers that he's looking for.
Yeah, it's a good strategy. There are still good waves coming. That's why we've done 40-minute heats. I don't think many QSs have the opportunity to do 40-minute heats. But we've got 11 heats left in 2 more days in the window. So we just said, look, the conditions aren't perfect, but it's still clean. There is opportunity to perform. We'll let you go out, give all 4 surfers 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And even if the surf's pumping, 2 surfers are being eliminated, so they just make the most of it, do their best, and hopefully live to fight another day.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, like as a, I used to travel a lot doing QS back in the days. You travel so far, I think to give them like less than 20 minutes is a bit cruel.
Yeah.
So maybe one day, WSL can have a mandatory of a minimum of a QS heat is 25 minutes, because I don't know, it's a lot of money to spend for some of these guys, and then if they didn't advance on the first heat, it's a bit vicious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. One day, maybe Starkey listening, and then he's gonna change the rule book. Maybe Pat.
So, almost at the halfway point of this heat. Cooper Davies from Noosa in first with a 5 and a 6. Thomas Servey with a 5. He'll probably need to get rid of that 3.6 to hang on to second position, because our surfer from Japan only needs a 4.01 to take second away.
Yeah.
And he's being super patient with his priority.
I think in Cloud 9, if you're being patient for the best wave, it will be rewarded, because it's a reef bottom, and the sets probably most guarantee gonna have a good shape on it. It's not like what we did in Arugan Bay, for example. The set is not the one that usually offering a good show, a good face. I think at Cloud 9, if you wait for the biggest one, it's gonna get barrel like what Kobe did.
Yeah, that was a really nice barrel. I'm really looking forward to seeing the highlight clip from our lay day yesterday. It should be on the World Surf League website either this afternoon or in the morning. Our crew went with Oni Anwar and Kian Martin to the wake park.
Yeah.
Siargao Wake Park, and
I think Dylan Moffat was there also. Yeah.
Dylan Moffat was there, and they cruised in the Jeep Wrangler with the roof down, Tropical Paradise with the roof down, and went wakeboarding all afternoon. So the surf wasn't that great because we had a lay day, and you're still able to go ride a wakeboard.
Yeah.
And there's a jump in there. Last year when I went there wasn't a jump, and now there's like a little ramp, and saw some hilarious videos of the boys.
Yeah, I think
trying to do flips.
I think with all the partners that we have for this event, I think all partners should take full advantage of the surfers, because surfers they have social media that have really big followers, and then talking about sponsorship, would like to say a big thank you to a couple of guys.
Yeah, so this event, the Siargao International Surfing Cup, is presented by Globe Telecom. That's how we're able to beam out the signal from the middle of the jungle. Thank you, Globe.
Yep.
Thanks to Sprite, the official beverage of the event. We're giving out glass reusable bottles of Sprite at this event because we're not using any single-use plastics.
Yeah.
Official vehicle of the World Surf League is Jeep, so thank you, Jeep Philippines, for getting behind surfing in your country. It's one of the fastest growing sports, and we love to see it, so thanks, Jeep. Then we also have the Department of Tourism and the Provincial Government of Siargao del Norte, the Office of Congressman Bingo Matugas of General Luna. We have Pags, Gazals, and we have some small local support partners as well. We have K&N Products. They have these organic straws that are made out of rice and something else, so after you finish using them you can eat them, or if they do go into the rubbish they break down, so it's better than plastic straws. Alon Resort, one of the first resorts around this area. It's a beautiful place to stay right at the boardwalk. Siargao Rum, Packet, Joe's Brew, Kudo Surf, Eatable, Fluid Surf, San Miguel, and we have a couple rooms at Greenhouse where there's a nice resort up the road and the best cafe on the island, and we have a room at Siargao Blue, which is has a beautiful pool, beautiful view. Here's Thomas Servey doing a little bit of a spin on his first turn. This wave isn't that much, but he sure made the most of it. Well done to Thomas Servey, who has actually gotten rid of his throwaway score, and he got a 5.1. I wonder if he will improve on that 5.1 with that last wave. I don't really like predicting scores because I'm not a qualified judge, but I do watch a lot of surfing, so sometimes I do.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, if you're surf fans, you will kind of have an idea what the score going to be for each ride. Looks like Keito Matsuoka is releasing that priority and deciding to take a wave on that one. We'll see if that wave is a 541 because that's what he's looking for. And now Cooper Davis, this is a replay of Thomas Servey's wave.
nice little backhand reverse there, and then another big turn. The wave was really soft and weak, so to be able to get that little combo was really nice from our surfer in green. We just saw Keito Matsuoka score a 4.2, so not enough. He needs a 5.41. And Thomas Servey staying super busy. Oh, almost able to land an air on the left.
Yeah.
I think this wave, when it's any size like this, or maybe even a foot bigger, it could be one of the best air waves going around. Like, because the reef bottom, it's got a bit of power and push, and it makes these really nice ramps.
Yeah.
But then it softens, and it can create a pretty nice landing for you as well. So
yeah,
the air guys are loving it. Speaking of air guys, did you catch any of the Red Bull Airborne?
It's too crazy.
It was mental, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Kersey just sending all those guys into a death competition.
Did you see? I think it was Ian Crane who won it. He got a full tube and came out and did a nice alley-oop or something. So yeah, it was super entertaining to watch. There was a bit of carnage.
Yeah, I think Julian Wilson also did it, huh?
Yeah, Julian was in it. And
I think there's a French guy,
Nomi Mignot.
Yeah, he was
in
got
final. Second.
Yeah,
and Reef Hazelwood from the Sunshine Coast also, just like these two boys in the seat, he got third. So he goes, our Japanese surfer, what's he got, Tibi?
Oh, actually, this is a really good wave, but he get caught a little bit behind that section there, because the wave is so compact. Everything have to be smooth and you cannot be like I don't know. That was a bit of the maneuver was a little bit too big, and he got caught behind that section, and to release and get around that section, you lose some speed there.
Yeah, because Thomas Servey was able to fit in like lots of maneuvers in that same period. So yeah, maybe went a little bit too big, but he does need a 5.4, so he has to go big at some point.
Yeah, and then time is winding down also, and I think Keito and also Pablo Montero is need to work harder now, because Pablo is sitting in the 4th place now with small numbers of 3s and 2s. That won't be enough to move into the next round. Looks like Keito is getting busy here.
Yeah, he had the strategy at the start of the heat to be super selective, and now he's rolling the dice with 15 minutes to go. Thomas Servey taking a look behind him. Nice float. This one on his backhand just too hard to get around, and he has kicked out. We have some really dreamy conditions. The water quality, the watercolor, it's so beautiful here in the Philippines.
Yeah. So as we can see here, we have a first priority with blue surfer from Spain, Pablo Montero, with a 385 and a 275. He need to exchange one of those numbers with a 755. Looks like Pablo is looking for this one. Cooper was trying to sell that wave.
Unfortunately, Pablo's the biggest guy in this heat. He's probably been the biggest guy that has surfed today.
Yeah.
He's he'd be like 6'2", and he's quite solid, and that makes it a little bit more difficult in these conditions, where Thomas Servey isn't a small dude either, but I
think Thomas have a bit more springy.
Yeah.
To be able to surf quick on a smaller wave, you need to have those springy hips and that. And as you can see, Thomas Servey is one of those guys.
And Tippy, how good has it been having your family here in the Philippines?
Yeah, this is amazing. We start the Asian surfing championships before I have family. I was a single guy having a dream about putting a pathway for surfers in Asia. So we did a lot of events back in the days. Start from Bali, and then we move around to all the Asian region like Malaysia, and also one of them is in Philippines. And back in my mind, I was thinking like it would be an amazing like a holiday experience, to surf, compete, and also bringing your family. And this is what happened now. Like my kids now, they're 7 and also 11 years old. And one day, if they can compete in one of these QS, why not? So that's amazing.
Yeah, and Cooper Davies up and riding. He's been enjoying the Asia tour one of the more stylish kids on the tour. I really like his flow.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I think the Asian leg is a bit more like a stepping stone before you do the big leg in, for example, like Europe or Brazil.
Yep.
And if you do good in Asia, like Liam O'Brien and Mitch Parkinson one day, or Oni or Rio, he can travel to do those US Open, the Balito Pro, because to start with no seeding in Europe or even in Australia, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, and you mentioned a few names. There's also Morgan Siblick did the tour last year, and he did so well that he graduated to the big leagues. He's in the 10,000s now. He's actually in the top 15 on the QS, I believe. So the Asian tour has a lot of points on offer in a lot of high quality waves and locations, and
yeah, it is amazing, to have a quality wave like this, to have a I don't know what you call that, but a pathway for a lot of young surfers, because if Morgan Siblick or Liam O'Brien is going in the big league, there's going to be younger crew that come from Australia, come from Japan, that going to follow the path, and then one day we're going to see a successful names one day that qualified from the Asian leg. You don't know, who knows, one of them could be Liam O'Brien maybe.
Yeah, Liam, what's interesting about Liam, he got second at the US Open, and before that he did all these events last year in Asia, and I hadn't seen or heard of him much before that, because he was focusing on his school.
Yeah.
He's one of the smartest kids I've ever met. He finished, in Australia we call it ducks of your class, which means you're top of your class.
Wow.
So in all of his exams, he was the smartest kid in his entire school. So,
wow.
And he finished second at the US Open. Really handy surfer. He won 3 events in a row in Indonesia last year. I think he won.
He win Simalu. He win yo-yos, and he also win. No, the one who win 3 of them is Victoria Farmers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Liam won 2 of them.
2.
Yeah. So Nias was won by Ketut Agus, a local surfer from Indonesia, 2 years ago. As you can see, there's
you can see our tower and all of our wonderful sponsors and all the surf fans, and there's Bronson.
Yeah, looks like that longboarder's just lost his back fin. He need to explain to the local guy, saying, I think the shark ate him. It wasn't me.
And Bronson's getting ready for free surf. He doesn't mind the conditions out there. He's a frother.
Oh, yeah. Bronson.
He's going to go and do some big airs, so maybe we should go watch him after this. There's 9 minutes to go. And this will be the last heat of the day. We're going to come back probably for an 11 o'clock call tomorrow. I'll confirm that. But 11 o'clock call, because the tide's going to be so low in the morning.
Yeah.
This morning when we came and had a look at 9,
there's probably no wave.
It was not really surfable, and we waited until 11:30 today. And we actually saw the wind and the storm went away, and we had some pretty clean, fun options out the front, and we went, you know what? If we do these 3 heats, it's going to set us up to, with just 11 heats to go in the contest over 2 days, we can just really pick the best windows and maximize this well, because Wednesday looks like it should be absolutely pumping, but there's a low tide in the middle of the day, so we're probably going to start. What time does it get light? Like, start at 6 a.m. probably on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Run as much as we can, go on hold, and come back in the afternoon and crown a champion. And then, as the tradition is every year here, we drive up to the boulevard for the awarding ceremony. The whole town comes.
Yeah.
There's a few speeches from our dignitaries like Bingo Matugas, who is a congressman here for this region, and he is a huge supporter of surfing.
Yeah.
And we'll hear from Bingo and present the winners their trophies, and then they usually turns into a bit of a disco.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago. As you know, as soon as San Miguel is involved in any disco party, one thing gonna happen, what we call having a good time at Boulevard. So talking about fun, I think that's the tagline of Philippines. Is it more fun in Philippines?
It's more fun in Philippines.
Yeah. So 7 minutes to go. Looks like Cooper Davis and Thomas Servi just exchanging first and second right now. Cooper Davis moving to first, and Thomas Servi now looking for a 6-0, and Keito Matsuoka also not too far, only looking for a 5-5-1.
And here's our beautiful drone shot. I just can't get enough of it. It looks so dreamy. And there's the iconic tower with all the wave spots that we've been talking about. This tower at the front is where we had the opening ceremony the other day. That's where William Ramirez, who's head of the Philippines Sports Commission, said that they're going to support the event for the next few years, and they want to get this back up to a QS 3000 rating, which I think is great news for a lot of our fans and QS surfers. They want this to be more higher rated.
Yeah. So yeah, this event is downgrade from 3,000 last year into 1,500, but not to worry, because this event is potentially going to be upgraded again into a 3,000 with more government people supporting. I think this is going to become a 3,000 again, hopefully next year, maybe even a bigger one, because by upgrading the event could only means one thing, which is more international surfers going to attend.
Yep, more surfers, more, which also means more exposure for this region, which is, one reason why they do it. They want tourists to keep coming, because that puts local money into the local economy. And why would you not want to come here? This should be on every surfer's bucket list. Cloud9, it really lives up to the name.
Yeah.
Cloud9 means like a dream come true.
Yeah.
And look at this.
Yeah.
Palm trees and barrels.
Yeah,
that's what I think of.
For sure. And the water's still actually low tide, coming in a bit more water right now, but
it's a pretty low high tide, if that makes sense today.
Yeah. We do have that days also in Indo where those conditions is actually good for Uluwatu,
Oh, yep.
Not too much high and low, but you need a swell. If you have those kind of condition and there's a swell, you can surf all day with the perfect tide for racetrack. So yeah, racetrack is one of a dreamy wave, and hopefully one day we can have a QS come back there at Ulu, because we're talking about maybe one day have a Challenger event there. Challenger Series would be an amazing wave to have a Challenger Series.
Yep. High tide, low tide, 2 foot, 10 foot.
Doesn't matter.
Pretty dreamy.
Yeah.
And I remember the 1,000 that we did there a few years ago was won by Aussie.
He was a young guy from
Jared Hickle.
Jared Hickle, yeah. Where's Jared Hickle these days? Like a lot of guys are.
I think he's working in Cronulla. He does a few select events here and there. I'm not sure what his plans. I haven't spoken to him for a little while. He's a really, really good surfer. You don't win a QS if you're not a good surfer. And
for sure. Especially places like Ulu.
And time is starting to run out for our Japanese surfer. He needs a 5.51. He just wants to get through to the next round so he can get more Cloud9 barrels. Thomas Servi almost landed on top of his head, but
Thomas Servi looking at the judge. Is that a paddling interference? Because of him, I didn't make my air. So
I don't think that's
anything.
That interfered with his scoring potential. You need some pretty obvious interfering with the scoring potential. There's the wonderful stage from our ceremony.
Yeah.
And the iconic boardwalk of Cloud9.
Yeah.
It's so Instagrammable. We should call it the selfie boardwalk, because all day, every day, you see people taking selfies on there.
Yeah.
Tourists and surfers.
This is for me. It's an everlasting Instagram. What do you call that? Like a background, because a lot of places it's super like artificial.
Yeah.
This is like, for me, it's natural. It's great. It's iconic. So yeah, it would be every time you come here, you cannot have enough for it, for sure.
And really looking forward to, in a couple of days, on Wednesday, we're expecting some great waves to be rolling into this. So if you're watching, make sure you tune back in on Wednesday. But tomorrow's Tuesday here, and we're going to have a call at 11:30.
Yeah.
11 a.m. call tomorrow.
Looks like this is Thomas Servi, another Sunny Coast guy. Talking about Sunny Coast, Harrison Roach won a duct tape event in New York.
Yeah, I saw that on the WSL Instagram this morning. The Vans duct tape tour was pretty rad, longboard tour, and they just had it at Rockaway Beach. And yep, that's the great thing about surfing is WSL have over 200 competitions a year, with most of them live webcasts and highlights. If you love surfing, you cannot get enough of it by watching worldsurfleague.com or getting the app or following them on Instagram. I met some of the government officials and they were like, oh, I love the WSL's Instagram. I watch it all the time.
I know. Because now I think the WSL putting more effort and putting, more content. Because back in the days, it's all about events and not much variety. But now the content is all about whatever happened with surfing. Either like Kyle Laney pulling in big jaws. They put it in because back in the days, if it's not Gabriel Medina winning the Quicksilver France, it's not going to be there.
Yeah, it used to all just be CT only.
Yeah. So with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go, Cooper Davis and Tomas Servi are super comfortable sitting in first and second. And here we go, Pablo Montero. I just want to see him having a good time here at Cloud9. He need to get more wave. Yeah, because
unfortunately, that doesn't look like it's going to be a 7.65. He's had a bit of a tough heat in these tricky conditions. This is not perfect Cloud9, but we know it is coming, so we need to set up for it and get ready. We've run 3 heats today to finish round 2. The only heats left is we have 4 heats of the round of 16. And they're 4-man heats.
Yeah.
And then it goes into man-on-man quarters, semis, and finals. So 11 heats after this.
And it's almost done.
And we're down to the last remaining few minutes. There is the beautiful reef at Cloud9. Sometimes when the tide is high, you can paddle out underneath that tower. But tide is pretty low at this point in time. We're down to the last 5 seconds. We're going to say thank you for watching today. Thank you to all of our sponsors, to Globe, to Jeep, to Sprite, to the tourism department, to Pags, to Bingo Matugas, and everyone on his team for the organizing committee of this event. Thank you to Cazals Construction and Supply, and our donors, Canin Products, Organic Straws, Alon Resort, Siargao Rum, Packet Packing Solutions, Joe's Brew, Kudo Surf, Eatable, Fluid Surf, San Miguel Corporation, and Greenhouse, and Siargao Blue. Thank you to all of our sponsors and supporters. We're going to come back tomorrow morning for an 11 a.m. call, and we'll leave you with some ads. Thank you for watching.
Using plastic at our events has always been the norm. Recycling helps, but most plastic still ends up here, or worse, here. Plastic never goes away, because with plastic, there is no away. At the rate we're going, by 2050 there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. It's a deep problem. But there are steps we can all take. By cutting out single-serve plastics at our events, we can start turning back the plastic tide. This is our commitment for a stronger ocean. What's yours?
As a father, it's really important to teach my kids to give it back, so that's why I loaded up my Jeep Wrangler to come down here and help.
The Walk on Water event. It's the idea of helping kids with special needs and their siblings overcome their fear of the ocean.
As mudanças começam com você. Diga como você make a wave.
Since I can remember, 4, 5, 6 years old, growing up and surfing on the Durban beachfront was gnarly. In Durban's everything to me. It's the place that's founded my whole life. I think surfing has been basically confidence in my life. Just being able to share that is extremely important on the pure reason of how much I know it's done for me. I think that's one of the main reasons why I have such a strong connection to the surfers and our street children. You've seen how I make a wave in my